Now, this is this is like a ninja question. This is a question where it's a tough one, because the question I have is, what was the most challenging part of developing the product while trying to develop your physical body? Because that you're big into life balance and into your physical balance and into health.
Right.
But you also had to put all these hours into developing this product and this prototype. I guess, what was the most difficult part of trying to do both, or how did you do that?
The beginning was easy. The beginning wasn't a problem, because I needed the tool to train on. It's like I made the sword to practice in the garden.
Okay.
Where it became tricky and where it became more challenging was when I had to get a bunch of them into the setup that I saw the program happening.
Okay.
Now I needed some funding to make a bunch of them.
So what advice would you give an entrepreneur who's maybe at this stage where they go, I've got a product, I've got a prototype that I'm working on or one I've just finished, and they're about ready to try to go get funding? What does that process look like? I mean, trying to get funding, is it just awful?
It's such a big process.
Really?
For anybody doing that, you know what it is. You're right here, right now. It's a big project. It's a tough project. You need a lot of attributes like courage, determination, thick skin, endurance, fortitude, belief. You got to believe in what you're doing, and you need contacts. You got to jump into your own industry. You've got to make this real in your industry. There are private equity firms and there are people that are out there that raise money, but I've found that to be quite a difficult path.
Yeah.
The money that I've always found has come from somebody very close to what the activity is.
How long did it take you to raise funding? Well, I have a better question. How long did it take you from the idea of the initial, I want to do this moment, all the way until the boom, it's in the stores, people are buying it, it's an international sensation? How long was that?
Well, the idea started 87, 89, began 92 first prototype, 95 first launch, and then 97 was the first check.
Wow.
And that check was a very important check.
Why was it very important to you?
Well, there were two parts to it. One, I could stop personal training at the same time.
Okay.
I was running 8 clients a day.
While doing this?
While doing this.
Okay.
So my day started at 4 a.m. I got on the bike till 6.
Yeah.
Then my first client started at 6, and I went every hour till 10. And then I picked up again at 2 to 6, came home at dinner, and then that was the evening hours. So in between, this is the nature of the beast again. There's not a lot of time. But what I did figure out, which saved me, there was a formula that there are 24 hours in a day, and that's 168 hours in a week. And if you've got 168 hours in a week and you sleep for 6 of those hours a night, 6 times 7 gives you how many hours?
6 times 7, you said?
Yeah.
42.
So you got 42 hours to sleep. From 168, that leaves you a bit of family time. That leaves you about 120 hours. So if you're working a 40-hour week, that gives you about another 60 hours out there. So it depends if you're working on a 12-hour schedule or a 24-hour schedule. See, at the time, I worked on a 24-hour schedule. And that was the difference between me and my mates. While my mates were sleeping and not using their time effectively, I was running the rivet of napping at different times. So my off switch was a bit different to other people's off switch.